who you are, who you're becoming, who you want to be. Well, in our last series called This Is Us, we talked about who we want to be as Crossroads students, who we are really, and who we are wanting to become. And so for the next few minutes, I just want to unpack all of these core values that we want to aspire to as Crossroads students. And so those core values in order are Jesus is everything. That's what we believe, that Jesus is everything, that we believe that prayer is powerful, that we believe that respect is important, and that we also believe that together is better. And so let me just spend some time unpacking those core values for you now. First, Jesus is everything. Within that series, Carrie did an awesome job of explaining that with her lesson, and she brought out a $20 bill, and she actually gave it to a student. But you might be surprised what student got that $20 bill. It wasn't the student who had the best impression of some celebrity or somebody with a great talent for anything, but it was actually the student that gave her the thing that was the least valuable. She traded garbage, essentially, and took garbage for her $20 bill to show us that essentially what we bring to Jesus is nothing. And yet he calls us valuable, and he deems that if we follow him, we'll find value in our life. And there are biblical truths that back that up. And so Jesus is everything, and we believe that our value comes from Jesus, that he gives us life. And so that's what Jesus is everything means to us. In that second week, prayer is powerful. I talked about some stories from my own life where prayer was powerful. One in particular where my grandfather was lying on what we thought was his deathbed, and we prayed, and miraculously he was healed after the doctor said he was going to die. He lived another 10 years, and it was just such a moving experience for me where I saw a miracle happen through prayer. I've also seen God not answer my prayers, and there's been ones that have been really hurtful and hard, but it's trusting God despite when he says no, and trusting that he has the best at heart. One in particular that isn't so hard, but with me personally, my knee, I've been waiting for it to be healed, and I've prayed for God to heal it straight up, and in that process, he never has healed it miraculously, but he's given me insight and has really spoken to me and teach me to listen to my body through this experience, to really have a healthier outlook on my joints and my knee, to have a holistic view of my health. And so he's answering prayer in the long term, but in the short term, it kind of can be discouraging when he says no, when we want him to say yes. So prayer is powerful because the God that we pray to is powerful, and we believe he listens and he cares. And the third of our core values is respect is important. Carrie once again spoke on this lesson, and she gave a hard story about her history with gymnastics, where she worked really hard and she had two people in her life that she looked up to. One, after all the hard work, was so proud of her and could see her and was able to see who she was and gave her respect. And the other person in her life didn't see her in the hard work that had paid off, but still instead saw the flaws. And it was a sad story, and it was a very personal story, but it demonstrated to us that respect and the words that we use with people, the way that we treat others, is important. And so we believe as Crossroads students that respect is important, that people have value, and the way that we treat them matters. And that doesn't just apply to people, but also people's possessions, and even the church has value. Like wherever we meet, whether we go off-site or we meet in person, we're giving respect to property as well. But the main thing is respecting others regardless of age. Our fourth core value, together is better, was demonstrated really in this idea of Reese's. It's crazy. But think about it. Peanut butter and chocolate are great, but peanut butter and chocolate together are way better. And so it's just this value that we believe that it's whoever shows up, they have value and they have something special to offer. And so we believe that together we are better, that apart we're good because God made us in his image, but together we are better, and we believe that. Our summary of all of these is found in John chapter 17. So I want to read a quick passage, and this is demonstrating all the core values. Jesus is praying to his Father in heaven. He's praying to God the Father. He's praying for his disciples that he walked this earth with. And so in this, I hope that you notice all of these core values in this biblical passage. But let me read this for you real quick, just so you can get the idea of what we're talking about. Here's what it says. Jesus says this, "But now I am coming to you," speaking to God the Father, "and these things I speak in the world, that they may have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them your word, and the world has hated them because they are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They are not of the world, just as I am not of the world. Sanctify them in the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I have sent them into the world, and for their sake I consecrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in truth." And so Jesus shows us in this prayer that he is everything, that he came to the world and brought the truth, and that truth brought life. It demonstrates that prayer is powerful because you see it throughout Jesus' life, but in this instance, he's going to the Father with something that he really cares about. He's interceding for his disciples in this moment and praying for them. And then we see that respect is important. Because what Jesus does in this moment is he's showing respect and love to those around him and those that God is going to call later, that the Spirit will call to himself. And then through that, together is better, is just demonstrated in the community that he built here on earth with those disciples. And so my hope is that as we move forward, that these aren't just for this series called This Is Us, but these core values are what will inform us in every single way, whether you're a leader or a student, that you can grow in your relationship with Jesus because of the impact that Crossroads students will have on us as people, as we all engage together. This is our goal. So I invite you into that, and thank you for watching.